What text?
And we're live.
And we are. Good afternoon. Happy Monday, everybody. What a fun way to start the week with the actual brainstorming that goes on in this hive of activity. I couldn't imagine it. And I said it last time. You said, no, but I want you to talk about it. So I want you to talk about how crazy it is here. And it is crazy here on the day.
No, but not crazy in a bad way.
No,
crazy in a good
crazy
way.
in terms of all the preparation that gets underway to be able to talk about what we are going to be doing for the week, how we're doing it for the week, the new members of the latest to join the Meller Group in terms of brokers, all kinds of different activities that we're planning for in the months and weeks ahead. We have a bunch of Hell Weeks that we lined up this week. We have a bunch of sets that we lined up this week. And we have a bunch of stuff happening with
our new two clubs, or two new clubs.
Two new clubs.
The running club and the book club.
Running club and the book club might not be too clear
it's
on
not
those
cleared
two.
up, but we're clarifying it right now.
We are, and those are on the quelle neuf for this week. Etienne said, we got to get people together. We got to get them here with us. We have to make sure they know that we are around and we can interact with them. And I said, what do you want to do? He said, I want two clubs.
But what is the quelle neuf, just so that for those that are not members of the Meller Group?
So each and every week, what we do is we send out a quelle neuf. This is our mail out, our weekly newsletter for the internal. In it is everything from new brokers to interesting ways that we are attacking the market in terms of how we're doing it from an agency with various marketing solutions that we have and tools for you to grow your business, and everything from Royal LePage Canada, Royal LePage Quebec, and just internal stuff as well on how you can grow your business and keep top of mind of many of the new things. You'll notice that Law 96 is in place. So you're going to want to review that. That, of course, is English in the workplace. And you'll want to brush up on that. You'll want to know that there is a roundtable happening this week for the, well, you tell them. I want to steal your bit.
Well, I'm used to it.
All right. So the marketing, yeah, go ahead.
The market statistics.
Yeah. Market statistics, yeah. So it's a big subject. A lot to review, actually, because we're going to be mostly comparing it with what happened last year, which was clearly a COVID year, and now we're back to pretty much a regular market.
And if I can give a little, maybe a preview of what the statistics are going to be tomorrow. We're not just talking about Montreal, but the Quebec region. I'm going to leave it very simple right now. You can go with a 9 to 10% negative compared to last year at the same time. So volume, number of transaction. You're going to go over all of that for the Greater Montreal and some of the Quebec, all of Quebec, right?
Exactly. So essentially, that quelle neuf is the newsletter that goes out each and every Tuesday and every Thursday to give you an idea of what everyone's working on here. In the summertime, we'll do maybe we'll get a little golf or a driving range stuff. That would be fun.
Sure,
that'd
be great.
To do. But for now, we have some running.
But the month of October, I think, is a great month to run.
I think it's great.
Not too hot.
Yeah.
There's no bugs.
Yeah,
which is a big problem.
Look,
for
a little motivation, and we said we might put that at 4:30 for a 30-minute run to see how it does. If that is the case, then we'll move the live to
earlier in the day,
noon 11:30. To be able to.
So we'll be doing that on Mondays from the Beaconsfield office. We're going to be leaving from our Beaconsfield office, and on Thursdays from our westbound office. So we're going to.
But why did you want to? You wanted to do this because you wanted to have a bit of team building happening, but you also wanted to do it because you said, "I want." Jay, do you know about the pledge we all take? I'm like, what is it, guys? How did you call it?
That's not a pledge.
It's not a pledge. What is?
We like to challenge ourselves, but it's fun to challenge ourselves, not just in business, but in our personal different situation. And I think that to stay healthy, or to try to be healthier, and to do an activity and not talk about business all the time. So that was the whole concept. The book club is something that we've been talking about for quite a while, and we just never took the time. So today we said we're committing to it, and we'll figure out how to do it, and we'll figure out the mechanics.
You should see when we're not talking about work, we basically communicate like concussed hockey players, and we really have nothing much to say to each other. But I love that idea. I really do love that idea. I think that it's good to be able to get out And I mean, my wife's going to be that much happier because I'm far away from where I was before the pandemic, so I get back on.
And we'll all get to see Gabriel in tight shorts.
That's the only reason why we're doing this challenge.
It's gonna be one hell of an entertaining video and pictures that we're gonna be able to take as we run around across the West Island. So, with that, you wanted to talk about something interesting.
I wanted to talk about the 5 signs of, or the 5 traits you need to be a successful entrepreneur. Now that's debatable, right? But this is from the source is Investopedia, so it's got to be right. And but nonetheless, I thought the 5 takeaways from here were pretty spot on. We've talked about these before in meetings as well. The sense of communication, one, very strong.
Actually, if I can say 2 words today, during all of our different meetings, we have meetings with every department. The primary subject of all these meetings always goes back to communication. How can we better communicate whatever we're working on? How can we better communicate to our internal team, to our brokers, to ourselves? So I think I would also put that as the
and it should be number one. It should be number one. You're right, because face value for communication is comms. Like, when are we, the basics. But it's far larger than that. Even when we look at how we're running it internally here, whether it's how we're ingesting, how we are moving, how we're taking that and giving it to somebody. Like, we went over this for a large part of the meeting this morning, of how we can make flawless integration for all of the parties.
And all of the issues we face as a business.
All communication
It's all communication based.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't understand correctly. It wasn't what we were trying to say. Right, Gabriel? I mean, you get quite a few people calling you about different things, different questions. It's mostly about communication. Oh, I didn't quite understand what that meant. Communication from the OACIQ, the association, whatever.
It's a large part of the conversations that we have with brokers, because, as you say, communication runs in every single department, from our internal agency all the way to the OACIQ, new rules, regulations. Even if you're looking at stats, the way they're explained, what does that mean? Oh, is that good? Is that bad?
But also keeping a tab on those communications as well.
And how many different channels of communication can we do today? There's texting, there's DMing, there's posting, there's phone calls, there's emails. So I think it's for everybody becoming a challenge, because there's so many different ways of reaching out to someone or communicating your message, and you're bombarded by all the different companies, all the different people that are trying to get your attention. So it becomes extremely challenging, no matter what, who you are, that you be a broker or a business or in any industry. I think that's right on whoever wrote that article.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Thank you for adding so much value to this.
He's texting me. He's producing me while we're on. Thank you for that. And I need that though. No, I did need that, because I was really putting my hand in front of my face too much. Sales.
What's the
ongoing,
second one?
2 is sales. Soft skill of sales goes hand in hand with the communications necessary to be successful. I think that's spot on as well.
Me too.
A lot of times people will tell you they're not salespeople though, when they're in sales. I'm not a salesperson though. I'm not.
Well, we're selling all the time.
I'm not a salesperson.
No matter your industry, you're selling.
I agree.
No, but not even just in business. You're selling your spouse. You're selling your kids. You're selling your colleagues.
Your wife.
Selling or negotiating?
Same thing.
Is it?
I would
Not
say.
really. Negotiating is proving a point. Selling is you got to give them something, or they got to give it to you.
Proving a point is sales.
Yeah, it's part of sales, but it's not sales.
Sales is for me incorporates negotiation. Sales is a bigger word than negotiation. If you want to break it down,
all encompasses.
That's the right way of
including negotiation.
You wouldn't agree with that?
No, you know what? I agree. I tend to agree with Gabriel. There you go. Fine. Yeah. 1-1. But
let's Google it while you guys discuss and talk about negotiation versus sales.
No, because can you sell without being a good negotiator?
Yes.
There you go.
Not for long though.
But look at me. I never negotiate.
Negotiator.
I never negotiate.
You
nothing.
always negotiate.
But I'm always selling.
No, there's a difference.
Because
you
I have to
negotiate, but you phrase it in a way that it doesn't sound like it's negotiation.
I'm a master
That's the
sales.
thing, exactly.
No, but I think sales is something that everybody does. It's just that we don't like the word sales. It's got a negative
Why don't
connotation.
we like the
I
word?
hated sales. I hated saying I was in sales. I wanted to get out of sales until I realized, well, wait a second, I'm always selling. That'd be, like I said, if I'm trying to do a project with you, I'm trying to sell you
Sure.
on the idea, on what I think. You say it all the time that I'm always selling you on the bigger, bigger picture, it's tiring too. But in the end, so the reason why I accepted that, well, that's part of it, is that I look at my wife, I look at my kids, I'm always selling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we just change the word to whatever you want. Negotiation, it's sales.
It's funny you say that like that. But it's true. I mean,
Who's going to drive the kids tomorrow, Jay?
My wife's driving them because I got to be somewhere.
But you're going to have to sell that. It's for the better cause of the family and for the situation.
Well, no, I was going to bring them anyways and show up late, but but no, I mean, you're right. I remember one point in time I was doing a television development job, and they wanted to know if I'd be good for it, and I'd already done it somewhere else. And then someone said, "Well, look at you. You're married to Anne Marie. Like, of course you know sales. Like, you know."
You see,
and right away I took
that's an insult. But
I took it kind of as an insult. And I was like, "Yeah, you're
but
right,
you did
man.
sell.
You
right. Sold yourself.
Of course.
You sold. You're selling yourself constantly to me and to the company, or else you'd be fired, or we'd say, well, we don't need you anymore. So, okay, man, when you came, you sold yourself. You didn't say no. I can't.
He did a really good job. He did better than me. All right.
So what's the third one?
Third one is focus. This is hard. This is a killer.
I'm impressed by this.
This is killer.
I don't think focus exists anymore.
I don't think it does. How many ad hoc requests? We have a meeting this morning, 2 hours to talk about implementation, to talk about what we're going to do, where we're going, how we're doing it.
See, he wasn't even focused right now as you were talking.
Within maybe an hour, you were back twice. He was back 3 times. I went to see him twice. And then we said, okay, perfect. We're just going to go in the same room and put this away. We're just going to put it away now. Focus is a challenging thing, I find, more than ever.
Yeah.
Because like you said in the beginning, you have to be everywhere
at
the same time.
There's too many things pulling on you, pulling for your attention. Like your phone keeps beeping and ringing and binging, and like, but I'm picking on you, but I'm not. But I am. But it happens all the time. How many times in a meeting do I say to you or to someone else, you're the only one here, so you're the only one I can pick on right now. But how many times do I say, did you hear that? And then you're like, no, I wasn't paying it, because you weren't focused on that. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah, because messages keep coming in.
There you go. So to block the time to say to yourself, okay, I'm not taking my messages right now, my emails, my calls. It's hard to do because we feel like, oh, I cannot not do that. I cannot not answer someone that's requesting something of me. But that's something that needs to be developed. There's a great book, by the way. And speaking of book clubs, we're going to have the book club. This is a great book. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport. I think it's Cal Newport. Did you read that book?
I did. It helped.
You didn't apply, but no, but that book talks about the focus. There's no one that focuses. And if you can't focus, Jay, as he's being and not focusing on the conversation, what happens is that you never work on a deeper level. You're always staying at the surface. It's always shallow work. Are you at your best if you're not focused? No. So you need to get into the depth of what you can do so that you can shine and really be who you are.
A good trick is the 4 grids, which we can discuss during the book club. But the 4 grids.
That's taken from the book.
It's taken from quite a few books, actually. Deep Work also mentions it, but it mentions it there. It mentions it on Atomic Habits. It's a very, very good technique to use.
And just lastly on this topic, because we need to go to the next one, I guess, because I see your
well, it goes hand in hand with focus.
But that's why not too many people read, because it requires focus. You gotta block everything and stop the bings and the phones. See, his phone's just binged again.
Well,
you see, and his focus went to the bing.
For me, the audio books, I told you I didn't read too much because
No, but even audiobooks,
never
Jay.
really work audiobooks for me are fantastic.
No, but even an audiobook.
Fantastic.
No, but you're not paying attention fully. You're
think so?
driving,
I'm
you're
running.
running, you're doing other things. Your mind starts going off, and is it not?
Yeah. Well, no. I think when if I'm running, I'm more focused than ever, which is why I run. When I run,
But you
I
see
get
a
focused
dog,
through running.
you see
No,
someone running.
I see nothing.
You see.
I see nothing. You know what? I once did a run in Vermont at the Von Trapp Family Lodge. Okay, whenever I go,
What a story.
when yeah, the hills are alive, and that's what the run was called. It was called the Hills Are Alive, and my wife signed me up for this run.
Did you have to sing?
Nope. I showed up, and whenever we go anywhere, my wife's like, "Oh well, you're gonna run because you should be healthy." And so she signs me up for this run, and it's fall like it is today, and it's through the hills, and it's muddy, and leaves are falling, and it's called the Hills Are Alive. So you got to run down, and then you got to run back up. And I can tell you, over the course of this 10K run, I didn't see a single thing because I was too focused on where I was going.
Okay, but you weren't listening to an audiobook.
Would have been the same thing.
You couldn't have been doing the run and listen to. You can't be focused on the terrain.
What was the book? See, there you go. But that's because I have ADHD. What's the book that you had turned me on to?
Many books. About what?
It was about working better.
No. Well, maybe I'm. You liked the motivational myth.
The Motivational Myth. Yes. What a great book.
That's why it's going to be interesting to do the book club. I encourage anybody that wants to participate. We're going to find an app. Clement, did you find something already for that or no?
I mean, and we found
it's only been 32 minutes. But we're going to get this app, and then we're all going to log onto that app.
That's where the Goggins Hell Week came from.
Yeah. I love that book.
Which is just a great book.
This was that's what a book club is.
And that was an audiobook. It was better on audiobook. It was better on audio.
No, I got the podcast. I know. Well, I got the real.
You got the hardcover?
Yeah.
Good for
I
you.
do both. I do audio and. Okay, so what's the fourth thing?
Ability to learn.
Oh my God!
That
Who
is
wrote this
so
thing?
essential.
This is great.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, there you go. Ability to learn. I think of course the ability to learn and focus.
Well, the willingness to want to learn.
Even more so, right?
Gabriel's someone that always wants to learn.
No, hold on. 66% of all new businesses that fail within the first 10 years are because of small business administration. So if you want to look at how to grow and the ability to learn, is huge. Well, I've not worked in an office setting for quite some time. Yes, I've been doing my own stuff in terms of the production company and the stuff that we do in terms of content. But when I got here, you guys had a whole different way of doing everything. You guys were all centralized on HubSpot, which I used.
Yeah, well,
and now I see how flawlessly it is integrated into my life.
But that was why, because we wanted to learn how to do things better and keep learning about, was there a better thing out there? Can we improve on everything we do? Like Gabriel's one of those individuals that anything he does, he always thinks, well, how can I improve on what I'm doing? Can I be quicker with this? Can I use a tool, an app? Like we talked about it today, and he was telling me, Etienne, I understand what you're saying, but I need to find a better way to do it on a bigger volume, whatever he's doing with the same amount of time. And I'm like, shit, this is exactly what we need to do. And right? Remember that conversation? Why don't you expand today? Are you tired? What's going on?
I am tired.
Are you having palpitations?
I am.
You've just going through the inventory of what we have. You are someone who loves to learn new things. He's got every app known to man. He's like, I need that one. I need that one. I need that one. But not just, it's one thing to understand the app, but then you have how it all flows together. It's all about time. Which, when a lot of people try and sell apps, you end up looking at it and you end up saying, well, I don't have time for this. Not only did you take the time to be able to understand the app, you understand how the apps could work together. How can they save me time? Yeah. I look at everything we do and I want to save time. I want to be able to, can I automate this? Do I have to do this? Because this is just by curiosity. This is not, no one from HubSpot came to you. No one from Slacker came to you. No one from It came
No, it's
out
because
to
I
you
need-
and said,
I-
"Hey, are you trying our product?"
No, but as an example, again, our conversation earlier was like, well, how do I get more people to come to this thing? How can we increase the communication and make it more personal?
It's
Well,
because you see the results that it gives when you don't, and you're like, well, it can't always be like that, or else it's not. We're not going to succeed. We're not going to grow. So how can we do the same amount of efforts but reach 20 times the amount of people? It's in, when you look at the results, you see exactly, well, I'm doing something wrong, because it's not, well, not necessarily wrong, but we're 21st century. We do have the tools necessary to be able to get to a level that is much grander than what we're doing now.
But I like doing everything by phone. I like doing everything by phone.
There's 3 different types of apps that if you text one person, it takes 150.
in a personalized way, or you
Exactly.
drops a voice message or a video or something, and
or all the
it's all it's
the whole all this marketing stuff online. There's no way to really track it. It's not perfect yet.
and that's why we love it, because it's
you can.
the tracking capabilities to see. I even asked this today about the email, the quelle neuf, one of the communications we sent. What were the numbers? What was the statistics? Because that's how we're going to know what we need to tweet. It even tells you where people click on the email.
Yeah.
Just before you get to point number 5, Marie actually wanted to add one of the points. It'd be fun if that's actually point number 5, but she's saying having a mentor adds to the success of an entrepreneur. So
well, that's interesting. Let's see what's
it's actually not there.
What's
it's actually not
point?
there, but that could fall under what it actually is number 5 is business strategy.
Oh,
I think anybody from any age needs a mentor. You got to be a fan of somebody. You have to.
You got to study someone.
I think you have to.
And someone that's doing that's doing what you're hoping to do in a bigger way. Like reach up, not same level, and don't reach out to, and this might sound bad for some people, but don't reach out to someone that's not doing right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think if you have the choice between, if you can't find someone that's actually doing what you hope to be doing on a big scale, then maybe that's your second best option. But if you can, keep looking at, well, who's doing what I want to be doing in a much bigger way than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Am I being clear in my communication?
You're being catty. I think because there are a lot of people that will tell you, but I did, I did.
Yeah, but it keeps evolving and changing. That's why.
I did when I did it.
Yeah. But that's why, for me, the leads program that we have in place right now,
it's pretty crazy.
That's where it comes from. Because I said, well, wait, I can talk about what I used to do, and I can talk about what I'm doing for my current business. But brokers say, well, you're not doing the same thing. It's not the same thing as a broker.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, I'll show you it's the exact same thing. I'm applying the same strategies, but now I'm doing it as a broker, without being a broker, without acting as a broker, just to go generate those buyers and those sellers, those leads. And on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week for our brokers, the Mellow Group brokers, I'm going to share everything: the visuals, the scripts, the sequences, the videos, the ads on these bookings, everything. You'll see every little detail of how we're generating this kind of business. So you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know you're doing something that it's exactly the same thing. And the whole strategy will be detailed in the visual format. So this is Wednesday, Thursday, and or Friday. It's not a 3-day thing. We're at different locations those 3 days. So I invite anybody that's watching from our company, our Mellow Group company, brokers.
In the quelle neuf, it's there.
But if you see this later on, reach out. And if you're from another company and you'd like to know, well, reach out also. Can you put my number there, please?
The title reads 231 potential clients, qualified, converted.
No, we generated 200. Yeah. What is it?
231.
We took a 30-day sample here to extract the numbers to give an example. No, it's more, but let's say we took that 30-day window, so it's 231 names and numbers and emails that we got from an ad or from ads that we generate. And then we
46 qualified clients.
So there you go. That's a fantastic statistic.
That's crazy.
You said
that's crazy.
No, but say what you said.
What?
You want to say what you said earlier?
What did I say? Was it mean? Was it rude?
No, you
stared into the abyss and you said, "That's more than all the clients I've ever had."
No, I said that's probably as many as I did in my 7 years. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And that's not even pushing it. This is just one ad.
Bonkers. Can you understand how crazy that is? Like how crazy that is? That's what you're going after.
So
that's what you have at your disposal.
Yeah. So all that to say, learn from someone that's doing right now, because it's going to change. Facebook's going to change. Instagram's going to change. They already have, actually, they announced some changes. I don't know, Clément, as-tu vu? Il va y avoir des changements à
Facebook. They took a big hit last week.
À partir du 29 octobre. As-tu checké ça, le changement pour leurs annonces? Je vais t'envoyer le vidéo.
Yeah. Anyway, very fun, very cool stuff.
Okay,
5 things that have come up there. And now we're going to go over to the French side with, we're going to get Gwendolyn in here.
En français avec un invité spécial de notre groupe.
I'll get her.
Tantôt.